Do you guys just hate when you're peeling off lobster and you just can't do a good job? Because that's such an everyday occurrence in my life. I'm just joking, but I actually love lobster, and you know, the whole thing of I'm trash, which I am, but I also love bougie stuff, and any food like lobster that's kind of got like a high price point. I don't know if it's like a mental thing, but I tend to love it, so just clearing things up. Right here, I've got two different types of lobster tail, and I'm gonna explain to you why, because I'm getting very scientific with this video. So in the video, you can clearly see that they use some lobster tail. Now the thing that you can see on the video, it's whether it's cool, whether it's been chilled and cooled down, or if it's still warm, just like literally fresh off cooking. So this lobster tail right here, I've actually chilled it in ice, so it's really cool. And this one, it's still warm, it's quite hot actually. We're gonna try it with both because maybe the temperature does change the result, and if this is real or if it isn't, like I want this to be fair and I want to give you guys like actual good information, otherwise these videos are pointless. I get it, I'm trying my best. I cry at night like thinking about disappointing you guys. Okay, so this one has been chilled down, so I'm just gonna do exactly what they did in the video. I've got a towel, it's dry, just a regular towel. I guess this is like a good way to do it. So we're gonna put this on top, and I think you guys can kind of see still. So we're just going to press it down on the side. Also, this was way too expensive for me to have many trials, so so we press it down quite well, not too much because I feel like they don't really squish it down, so it kind of looked like that in the video. It didn't break yet, so then what they do is they place it like this, and this is when it breaks, so I'm sorry you can't really get a good view of this one. And then in the video, it breaks at this point, which I feel like this is going to work. It smells so good as well. It smells like seafood sticks, which honestly to me, it tastes like lobster. Maybe you guys should find better YouTubers to follow, I swear. I am trash. So our seafood stick, I mean lobster, it's still stuck on the sides a little bit, but not too much. So it's still kind of stuck. I feel like I'm losing like like $10 worth of stuff. It's definitely... I didn't realize if they had the legs still attached to it in the video. That might be what the problem is. So when you're done, you're kind of left with all the flesh. Visually not as pretty, but I feel like that's the case with a lot of these videos. We're gonna try it with the warm one, but I'm pretty convinced already. I think this works. I'm gonna try the same thing, but I'm gonna use a little bit more strength this time around, because maybe we didn't... Wow, this is probably what it feels like when I get a massage done. I've got that much tension. I've overdone it a little bit to the point where it already started breaking, but I really want to make sure that it wasn't the fact that I didn't use enough strength on the first one, that it didn't come off all in one go. This is not the workout that I wanted, but it's the one that I deserve. This works a lot better with a warm lobster. Like... that actually came off kind of in like one go. Look at this, like it's obviously like split in the middle, but you get all of that skin. Like this is 100% real. Like I wasn't entirely sure in the first one, it was a little bit messy, but with a warm lobster, this works even better, so I'm glad I actually tried both. That's pretty impressive. If someone came to your house and you're making lobster, which honestly, it's never happened in my life, but I don't know how you guys live. If they saw this, they'd probably think you're like some professional chef. Like, that's pretty. Like, I don't know if you can see it on camera. That's like next level seafood presentation. Like you can see all the red marks. It doesn't even look like you struggled opening it. And we didn't really. So this video is very promising. I cannot wait to try some more of these out. Peeling off a lobster, if you can even call it that, 100% approved. This is real. It works. You literally get no waste. I would recommend this over any technique. Like if you're using like a fork or a knife to try to remove it. No. Oh my god. Why is this me on Tumblr in 2009? This is so embarrassing, but did anyone else have a weird like Tumblr phase where you just put a lot of plants in your bedroom? This was 100% a thing in my life. I remember stealing like parsley or whatever it was from my mom's kitchen and put it in my bedroom because I wanted to be like aesthetic. People came into my room and everyone was like, why does this smell like spaghetti bolognese? And honestly, it was worth it. But that's not the reason why I bought all of these. So basically, I bought like 3 different types of plants, and the reason why I did it is because in the video they only used it with one type of plant, which made me feel like maybe it only works sometimes. Like I always say, the point of my video is to actually prove if it's real or not, and I feel like trying with 3 different types of leaves like this will let us know whether this works or not. So we should just get started. I don't know the names for any of these plants, so I can show it to you guys and you guys can like leave in the comment section like number 1, number 2 and number 3, because I know so many of you are like so much smarter than I will ever aspire to be. We're just going to put it through the thing. 1, 2. That's pretty good. Like, I don't know if you can see, but that's a pretty good cut. Like, you don't get that much of the stuff that you wouldn't use. I mean, obviously I didn't really wash this, but you can always wash it after. Once again, someone will let you guys know in the comment section what plant this is. They're all different, that's for sure. It doesn't even fit in the holes. This one's got like a root. Okay, 1, 2. Oops. So we got... You might need to pull a few times, but I mean the end result is pretty good. Like that actually seems to work with every single one so far. I think this is basil. It's got a very thick like stem, so obviously you might need to find like one of these strainers with like bigger holes. 1, 2. If you pull it too quick, sometimes you kind of struggle a little bit. So for this one, it didn't work like perfectly. Oh, I thought it was a spider on my arm. So for this one, it didn't work perfectly. Like the bit that sort of keeps the leaves together, like you still had to remove that. But overall, I feel like for some specific types of plants and herbs or whatever you call it, I feel like this actually works. I don't know if you can see that, but this looks so wrong. It looks like there's an actual like infection growing from the strainer. Let's see if you guys can see on the inside. Okay, 1, 2. That's really good. Like, do you see that? With some specific like greens, like it really does work like perfectly. The final result is honestly just a bunch of leaves that I guess are much easier to use. So I'm gonna approve it. In my personal opinion, it would be a lot easier to just go with scissors and just sort of remove like a few leaves. And then if you're using like different types of them, then you would know for sure that it works with different ones. And I mean, this is probably even quicker than finding every single hole and pulling it. I know visually it looks cool, but I just wouldn't use it again. Just keeping it like super real with you guys. Here we've got the shrimp or prawns. Is that the same thing? That we bought for this video, and these are actually, they don't have like the head, like the part with the eyes and the little whiskers, because I don't know, it was already removed, which was ideal for this video because that's exactly what they use. So this is supposed to be a way to peel off your shrimp almost instantly, and honestly, if this works, this is one that I could actually use. I hate getting in there and touching those tiny little legs. It's like, it makes me feel so sorry for the tiny little shrimp. Also, it's super easy because all you need is a fork. So this one is very realistic. If it works, then we'd all kind of use it. So, oh, guys, I think this will actually work. I can feel it separating. Like you can see the bubbles separating the skin, like the shell. Oh my god, I think this is real. Okay, so they kind of go all the way to the end. Oops. Okay, so this is kind of what they do. And then they sort of pull. They actually squish it down a little bit more. Why is it not coming off? Okay, that seemed a lot easier in the video. I'm kind of struggling to get... Oh my god, this is working. Oh my god, I hope you guys can see that. Oh my god. There's not one piece of shell in this. Like, not even like 1%. It's the whole... I honestly, this might be the greatest thing we've ever tried from one of these hacks. Are you kidding me? Can you guys see that? That is literally every single piece of like flesh that was in there. Like, it's just empty. Like, that is the exact same size as that. I'm gonna try it with the smaller one because these are actually quite big, and I know these are like more expensive, so loads of people sometimes buy like smaller prawns, so you'd probably want to know if it'd work with smaller ones as well. So this one is slightly smaller. Yeah, it's quite a lot smaller actually. So we're going to do the exact same thing. I kind of realized that the key here is don't stab like the meat, like the flesh. Basically, you put it very close to the shell that it starts creating air bubbles, which is just basically removing itself, and then you push it, but you have to make sure you stay inside of the prawn. Okay, we kind of broke there a little. Wow. I am going to become an expert in seafood. I was already an expert in seafood, as in I see it, I eat it. That was a really bad joke, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so we got a little bit of that. Oh my god. We removed so much that even the inside of the tail, I've never even seen that before. It came off and it's like, it's edible. It's like the same consistency as the rest. It's not like hard at all. Like, have you guys ever seen that? Like, have you ever removed so much that like, have you ever peeled it off so much that like the little tail detail is like wiggling? I kind of want to do this over and over again. And like, you guys know that I'm really bad at stuff like this. I feel like once you get the hang of it, like this will become really, really fast. The bigger the shrimp, the easier it is. So I'll have to say that, but look at that. Like, this is literally taking me like not even 30 seconds. And then you pull. Even that tiny little tail. Honestly, this for me is worth the whole video. So I'm excited for the next ones, but this is it. Before we actually test this out, I do have to expose myself for a second because I watched the video back when I got home and I tried to get the same exact type of fish, and I do think it's the same type of fish, but I realized that my piece of fish is a lot thinner, so it's a lot flatter. So I do have to say that if this doesn't work, that is a possibility that it might be because mine is really flat and long. You know how extra I am. I like to be prepared in case things don't actually work out. So what I did was, this is not the exact same type of fish, but it's a lot thicker, as you can see. So I feel like if it doesn't work with this one, we're gonna give it a try with that one, and somehow if it's real, I feel like it will work with one of these. So let's just give it a try. So we're gonna start boiling some water. This will get really, really hot, and then we're supposed to like touch the fish. Okay, so I think this is ready, and it's very, very hot, as you can see. So what we're gonna do is pour this on top, and in the video the skin sort of like, it kind of like, it doesn't really curl up, but it sort of gets tight because of the heat. So that's okay, that is exactly what happened in the video. Okay, so now we wait. Okay, let me do a little bit more on this side here. So far, this is kind of what happened in the video. I mean, this is really hot, so clearly we have to wait. It's only been like 30 seconds, but it's not that hot, so I think we should just give it a try. So we're gonna start peeling off from this end. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, that is so easy. Okay, I kind of broke it a little bit because I was too excited. But do you see that? I am not very good with stuff like this, but I feel like if you're careful, you could do this in one go if you have a lot of patience. But the point is, it does 100% come off. Look at that. I mean, it's still raw, the fish, obviously, so you still have to cook it. So this is kind of confusing on the ways in which you can use this piece of fish are very limited. And maybe this is gonna be like the opposite of the plants one. Maybe this one will work on any type of fish with skin. But the water cools down quite quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna try peeling it off. Okay. This is so satisfying. Oh my god. Why is that like the best thing I've ever done this week? Like, this was so fun. Okay, if the skin is already removed, like sometimes fish is more expensive, so this would be one very quick, very easy and free way of removing the skin from your fish, and you might get a better deal because you can basically just buy it with the skin on and then remove it. I mean, you worked with two completely different cuts and types of fish, so I'm so used to giving, I don't know how to receive. That's kind of the mood for this whole video because this stuff is useful, so I cannot wait for the next ones. I feel like one of these is gonna be really stupid and then we're gonna feel like, okay. But so far, so good. In the history of this, like trying this like food hacks and tricks, I feel like I've never ever, not once said this about one of these hacks, but I feel like I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say what I actually think. And I watched back the video on how to peel the orange with a spoon, and it just, like the second part, when he sort of releases the second part of the orange, I'm pretty sure that's fake. Like, I've never said that before because I like to believe things and believe people, but like the way they do it, it just comes off way too easy, like zero struggle. It obviously doesn't mean that this isn't real, because I know a lot of the times they use techniques to make things stand out more and just look easier than it actually is, but I would also be lying to you guys if I didn't tell you what I actually think. So here's the thing, it's very difficult to use a spoon to break into an orange without damaging the inside. Like, this is honestly, how did they do that so easy? How is this going to slide? Look, I couldn't even go in. Like, how is there such a perfect cut in the video? No juice comes out. From breaking in like one time, do you see how irregular that line is? I mean, it might work, but I've got no idea why you'd use this technique over just using your fingers, I guess. I said to you guys that there was going to be a dumb one in this video, and we've got a serious contender. The only way to actually cut into this is if you actually destroy the inside of the orange. So I'm going to remove this and you guys are going to laugh because I can already see what's going on. We're literally destroying the inside of the orange and it's not even lifting. This is so dumb. Okay, so I'm gonna try to remove it. I can't, like, when people get to know me, this is what I have to show on the inside, just ugly. I tried my best. Like, on this side it wasn't that bad, but obviously, like, the first place where you get the spoon in, it actually stays kind of smooth, but as you go around it, you start to like remove it. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't work, but it just means that I think this is just way too much work. I mean, you can see it even better now. Like, it doesn't even slide. And my spoon is like pretty sharp on the sides. Like, I've tried everything. Maybe sideways actually seems to work a little better. I don't think that's how they did it. Okay, so if you remove the top, I mean, this side is pretty good, like, I'm gonna keep it real, but this one, I mean, that alone isn't worth it. Overall, I'm gonna say that this is not it. Like, do you see like these little pieces of orange here? You'd still need like a knife to go through it. You get juice everywhere. I mean, I just don't see how this is practical. I kind of already, like, when I watched the video, my conspiracy theory senses were like going off, like, that doesn't seem like it would work. Like, I mean, you guys can give this a try. I mean, it's just, you can still eat the orange even if you fail. I guess that's the good thing about that there really isn't waste if this isn't real, because I can still eat it now. Maybe the next one, maybe we'll go back to something that actually works. So, there you go. Okay, so we're gonna go straight into it because the water is boiling right now. So we're gonna drop the peach in the water for 20 seconds. I'm kind of nervous that this is going to actually cook the peach because the water is, I feel like it's been 20 seconds. So according to the video, once it's been 20 seconds, you drop it in very ice water, like immediately for around 1 minute. So, I mean, the water is not coating the peach entirely. Okay, this is very hot, so I'm gonna try to move it. Me trying to stay away from trouble in life. It's really, really cold. The peach doesn't even feel warm. It feels like still tough, so I don't think this has cooked the peach in any way. I feel like if we fail this, we might have to give this another try. It's been around 1 minute, so I followed the rules religiously. This is so cold. This is colder than the inside of my soul. So, what we're gonna do is just... Oh my god, nothing's happening. Why did they make it seem so easy? Okay, I feel like maybe we should have boiled it for longer than 20 seconds. That didn't feel sufficient. Even if I use my nails, like, I'm pretty sure that is not what I was promised from this. I think we might need to boil the peach for longer than the 20 seconds. As you can hear, the water is boiling, so we're gonna pour it, and hopefully this will not melt the plastic. Okay, I'm just gonna carry on pouring it for a good 20 seconds, just to make sure it's well coated. Actually, a little longer than 20 seconds because... Oh my god, that is really, really hot, like you can see. So I feel like it's not the temperature. I meant to use a brand new peach and accidentally I used the same one. Maybe it works if you do it twice. I guess we're going to find out. Because, I mean, if it doesn't work, let's not waste another peach because I'm freezing my fingers here, but like I really want to make sure this is cooled down in every possible way. So it's been 1 minute. I mean, the ice is literally like melting. So if this worked, not even in the place where I peeled it off earlier, it just, maybe it's like a different type of peach. Even if we cut a little bit, I just want you to see like how far this is from actually coming off as easy as it did in the video. If any of you guys can make this one work, please tag me on like Instagram or Twitter or whatever. I will send you a prize if you show me this working, because I actually want, like, I feel like this could be actually useful because it's like 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's not that long. Like I can see if you're going to eat a peach, like that's just a very small fraction of time. I feel like a lot of people could actually use this. So I am sad because I was counting on this one to work. For this one, I want to do things a little bit different because I've got no doubts that using a spoon, it will work to peel this off. My question is, how different is it than using a knife? I feel like this is just one of those things where they run out of ideas and they're like, what about a spoon to peel off ginger? Like it could be one of those moments, or I could be wrong, which I am most of the times. So instead of just testing whether it works to use the spoon, I'm gonna test it with a knife and see if it's easier to peel off the ginger with a knife or with a spoon. So in the video they imply that if you use a knife you have to cut like a big chunk, and that's wasteful. So you're actually losing a lot of the ginger root because, I mean, if you're cutting a huge chunk like they did in the video, like a freaking psychopath. But I just wanted to test out because I feel like you can also just peel it off using a knife. Look at that. Like, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but using a knife you can peel it off as well. Like, and you only get these like tiny little fragments that are literally just skin. That literally took me, I would say, like 20 seconds, not even that. So you could do the whole thing in like a minute. Just in case you forgot that you can use a knife like that as well. So I'm gonna use a spoon obviously and see. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty easy with a spoon because you don't accidentally cut like any pieces. Even though I kind of had my mind up like on this one because I thought they were just making something up, I'm gonna give it to them. Here's the thing, you can definitely do it with a knife. Like it is possible to remove the skin with a knife without making any damage, like without actually cutting chunks. But I do have to say that using a spoon, I don't know if you can see, it's a lot easier and quicker, and the reason why it is because you're not worried about like actually cutting a huge chunk. Like just only the skin comes off with the spoon. I mean, it is kind of difficult in some areas, so you'll still need a knife to sort of remove that, so you can sort of go around it. So that is my opinion. It's real, it's possible, I'm actually surprised, but it's not the only way, obviously. So I've been so traumatized by other food hacks and tricks that we've tried by the same people that created these that they didn't work before, so I thought that like this video was going to be a complete disaster. But actually I would say that 80% of the hacks that we tried work, and I'm gonna say that the ones with the seafood and the fish, those work the best out of anything in this video. I feel like the fruit ones, I like to keep things very real, and those are like kind of difficult to tell if they're going to work because obviously fruit is like, you can buy fruit in different stages, and sometimes that might be the reason why it isn't working because it's not ripe enough, or just, you know, it's just difficult. So that might have been the reason why those failed a little bit. So please drag me in the comment section if I've done something wrong, or if you think there is a specific reason why something didn't work. I deserve it, I can handle it. But as usual, I had so much fun. I hope you guys had fun. I would love to do a part 2 of these, and I would also love to just test more ways that you guys might know on how to peel off foods or do things in a much more efficient way. So if you've got tips, let me know in the comment section down below. If you'd like a part 2, don't forget to give the video a like. I always say that because giving the video a like is like the quickest thing. You can just tap the button and move on and go watch whatever you want to watch. So those of you who like this content, I would really appreciate if you could tap the subscription button and also the little bell, so every time I put up a new video, one of these, YouTube will send you a notification, and that obviously helps me just to plan out the series in my head. I'm feeling a lot better. I know I was sick last week, and I feel like I've mentioned that in every video, but I just wanted to make sure that if I wasn't like myself like 100%, you knew the reason why. It was because I was really sick. I'm still like not fully recovered, but like I'm ready to like try all these hacks and things. I've also got different videos coming up this week, so not only this food like tricks, I've got other stuff as well. So just wait, I've got a lot coming up. I'm like trying to sort everything out in my head. But I love you, and I hope you had fun. That's like the main thing for me, and I will see you guys on my next video, which is probably gonna be tomorrow or in one day, very soon. Bye bye.